Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right in today because we are turning this session into your very own highly practical toolkit for daily mental hygiene. We're exploring the core concepts from Eckhart Tolle's absolutely massive book, The Power of Now, and breaking down exactly how you can use these insights to completely reclaim your mind.
Okay, let's dive into this. Consider this your required curriculum to fix those little glitches in our mental software. We're going to cover the invisible source of stress. You are not your thoughts, the ego and time traps, your daily mindfulness tutorial, and finally, the power of attention. Section 1. The invisible source of stress. Why are we always so overwhelmed?
Look, let's validate something right out of the gate. You probably deal with a ton of daily stress. But here's the thing. The biggest source of your suffering actually isn't your job or your finances or your external circumstances. It's right inside your head. Think about what your mind sounds like on a daily basis. It's constantly racing. It never, ever shuts up. What if I fail? Why did that happen? I should have done this totally differently.
What will people think? It's just nonstop. Your mind is incredibly busy, literally everywhere else but here. We are constantly replaying the past, we're constantly agonizing over the future, and we're actively inventing problems that don't even exist yet. Which brings us to a massive twist. What if this voice, this chaotic, nonstop narrator in your head, is the actual cause of your suffering? We spend almost our entire lives completely trapped inside this mental noise. And while our mind is busy everywhere else, real life is happening right now, just passing us completely by. Section 2. You are not your thoughts. Breaking identification with the mind.
So the crucial point is that thinking itself isn't actually the problem. The glitch is that we literally believe every single negative, repetitive thought that enters our head. Tolle argues that you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness observing them. To make this super simple, think of being in a movie theater. Right now, you might be totally wrapped up in the drama playing out on the screen of your mind, genuinely believing it's real. But you aren't the drama on the screen. You're just the audience member sitting quietly in the theater watching the movie happen.
Section 3. The ego and time traps. Decoding the glitches in our mental software. Let's look at exactly what's pulling us out of the present moment.
The first major glitch is the ego. Now, for absolute beginners, Tolle defines the ego as the false identity we build in our minds. Think of the ego like a terrible, completely exhausting roommate living inside your head who is never, ever satisfied. It is a constant comparison engine. It's always whispering, I'm better than them, or I need more money, or I need people to validate me.
And this brilliantly illustrates the divide. On one side, we have the ego, which survives through constant dissatisfaction and just always wants more. On the other side, we have the awareness, which simply observes and accepts reality. This explains exactly why so many wildly successful people improve their external lives. They get all the wealth and status, but still feel completely empty on the inside. Why? Because the ego is still running the whole show. And that brings us to the ultimate time trap: past, now, and future. One of the most mind-bending ideas here is that the past and the future mostly just exist in your head. The past, it's just a memory. The future, pure imagination. The grand irony is that the only point on this timeline that actually exists is now. Tolle puts it perfectly. It's fine to visit the future for planning, but whatever you do, don't use it as a place to live.
Here's another major trap: the pain body. It functions on a very simple equation. Present event plus stored past pain equals a massive overreaction. The pain body is all your accumulated emotional baggage, your old anger, sadness, resentment. So when something tiny happens and you absolutely explode or break down, you aren't just reacting to that present event, you're reacting from years of stored emotional pain. The solution here is simply to observe the emotion consciously, and eventually it starts losing its power over you.
Section 4, your daily mindfulness tutorial. Practical steps to reclaim your mind. Okay, let's take a deep breath and really slow things down here.
We're shifting gears from concepts to a highly practical day-to-day survival guide. Here are your 3 incredibly practical daily takeaways for updating your mental operating system. 1. Watch your thoughts. 2. Focus on the present. And 3. Accept what is. Let's walk through exactly how you can do each of these starting right now. Step 1 is watching your thoughts. Instead of just automatically believing every single thing your brain generates, I want you to start asking yourself this exact question throughout the day. What is my mind saying right now? The very second you ask that question, you instantly create distance between yourself and your thoughts. Boom. You become the observer. Step 2 is focusing on the present. Several times a day, just pause. Physically notice your surroundings, your breathing, the sounds, the weight of your body, the room you're sitting in. In fact, let's practice this together right now. For the next 3 seconds, stop living in your head and just listen to the ambient sounds in your room. 1, 2, 3. That's it. For those few seconds, you weren't in your head. You started living in reality. Step 3 is accepting what is. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the crucial distinction it makes. A lot of people think acceptance means giving up. It doesn't. Acceptance is simply acknowledging reality before you try to change it. When you finally stop fighting the present moment, you actually free up the energy and clarity you desperately need to go and improve things. Section 5, the power of attention. Where focus goes, life follows. Ultimately, to summarize everything we've covered today, this explainer really isn't about productivity or hacking your schedule. It's about pure consciousness. It all comes down to this number. 1. The quality of your life depends entirely on the quality of your attention. And there's only one place your attention can actually exist: the present. Most of human suffering comes from living everywhere except right here, right now. The past is gone and the future isn't here yet. Which leaves us with this final lingering thought. Your life is happening right now. Are you missing it? You now have the practical toolkit to stop living in the noise of your mind. Watch your thoughts, step out of the time trap, and start actually experiencing this moment. It might just be the most important skill you will ever learn. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.